What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today we're talking about making gold and farming wax. Now, wax farming, just to talk a little bit about what wax farming is. Wax farming is something you get access to really early from the Ringing Deeps, with the Assembly of the Deeps reputation. When you get to renown 16, you get the second unlock as well, and giving you more rewards from snuffling, and snuffling is what you're doing here for wax farming. I don't know why we call it wax farming. I guess it's because of the item you get here, the other glob of wax, which if you want to have a WoW header guide to what to do here, you can literally WoW header this item and you will find a guide on exactly how to unlock this. But unlocking this is super simple. You need to get to renown 2 with the Assembly of the Deeps, and then you will get this. Every day I'm snuffling 1, which you may now begin snuffling, the Kobold Art of Digging for Wax. Wax found this way can be turned into middles in Garner Gundargas. So when you get to renown 2, which I'm assuming everyone has by now, I mean should be fairly easy, you can start finding these purple wax piles. Looting one of them will start the quest line and allow you to loot more of them. So you just have to get to renown 2, that's it, that's the entire thing, and then you can start looting wax. Now when you get to renown 16, you will get more rewards for this as well. So if you want to use it for a gold farm, for example, you kind of want to get to renown 16, and renown 16 basically improves this farm by a little bit. Now, one thing to be able to spot the wax spots easier, or the disturbed earth easier, is to go to your graphic settings and then go to outline mode and make sure that is set to high, because anything less than high and you will barely ever see them. With a medium, I think it's a small yellow outline, and on a none there's literally no outline, or disabled, so no outline. Now on high you will have a purple outline, making them somewhat easy to spot. Now these wax piles will not be visible on the minimap, by the way, so you need to know roughly where they are and look for them actively on the map. Now today I'm talking about a place to hyper spawn farm for these wax piles, and how to use that as both a gold farm, a way to improve your professions for gold making, crafting for example, and also to level up your character at the same time. So first of all, when you loot a wax pile like this, you can either dig up a treasure like I just did, spawn a mob, or go through a minigame. When you loot this treasure, you will get a couple of materials. It's like RNG what kind of materials you get, and you get these other globs of wax. These globs of wax can be handed in with a repeatable hand-in Gundargas in the Assembly of the Deeps, so all the way up here you can hand those in, and handing those in you can get bags of stones with null stones in them back, for example, when you hand in several of them, and you get experience for handing those in. So when you hand these in, you get even more gold than you're getting when you're farming, and you also get null stones, which also includes that makes even more gold, and you get experience at the same time. So literally just getting these globs of wax is a gold farm in itself, and gives you lots of null stones back if you go for the bag of stones. Now when you're farming as well, you can get profaned tinderboxes from these wax piles. I've talked about this before if you've seen my video on this in the past, where we farmed in a different location, and the reason why I'm making this video is that this location is far better, and it's one that you really should know about. So the location I'm at right now is down here in Ashkahet, the lower part, so all the way down here. The location I've talked about in the past, which probably a lot of you guys are farming as well, is at Light Blooming. At Light Blooming you have a lot of these wax piles as well, but a lot of mobs here are elite. You will face a lot of elites that can be hard to deal with, especially by yourself. Especially up at the farm area over here, for example, there are a bunch of elites, and over here as well there are a bunch of elites. TLDR, at this place there are a bunch of elites that will be hard to deal with by yourself, and takes time to deal with as well. In this location, on the other hand, there's basically no elites, and on the most wax piles you don't even have to get into combat. I think there are 2 wax pile spots here where you have to get into combat. Other than that, there's pretty much no combat involved. Now the one bad part about this place is that you do every now and then have to go inside this cave, so keep that in mind when you're flying around. 2 spawns are inside the cave, so every now and then if you can't find anything anywhere when flying around, Go inside the cave. Chances are there's 2 spawns. So you have one spawn that I'm looking at right now inside this cave, and you have another spawn right at this globe right here, this globe of wax. So right at this guy, there's another spawn as well. So make sure to go inside the cave every now and then and get those wax piles as well. Loot that and go back outside. Now, where the gold farming aspect comes in here is that first of all, once again, you can hand in these globes of wax and get null stones back and bags of stones and make gold that way. But while you are farming, you are getting pretty much every material in the game. You can get fish from here, herbs from here, mining nodes from here, ringing deeps ingots for example, and profaned tinderboxes. Now, profaned tinderboxes, at the moment of making this video, they are selling for 12,000 gold each, and in an hour I get between 2 and 5 of them. It kind of depends, like you can go 2 hours and get none of them. It is heavily RNG, so don't go here farming and expect to get them. I am just saying you can get them, and you like if you just farm for several hours, chances are you will get several of them, and RNG will at some point even itself out. But why I want to show you guys this location is that number one, it is far easier than farming at Light Blooming, because once again there are elites over here, and in Norskahet there are no elites where I'm farming. You also have more spawns, and they are way more condensed, so you have the same amount of spawns over here as you do in Light Blooming, but this area is much smaller. So flying around and looking for these wax piles, it goes very fast, and I'm just able to farm way more of them over here than I am at the Light Blooming in Hallowfall. So this farm has become my favorite, and I am doing this for 2 reasons. Number one, the gold farming aspect, and number two, professions. Now, why a lot of people are doing this, myself included, is for something called knowledge points. Every single week you can farm open world treasures for knowledge points, and so far, while recording this video, I've gotten 3 of them at the moment. So we have this one for jewel crafting, we have this one for tailoring, and this one for tailoring. You will have 2 for every single profession, and as you can see, jewel crafting gives you +2. So in jewel crafting you have +4 every single week by hunting down these treasures. Now this gives you both knowledge points, and as you can see, it gives you artisan security as well. So you can get between 20 and 40 acuity every single week, depending on your professions from doing this. And that is extremely important to know about, because if you're a crafter, for example, and you are mass crafting something for profit, every single knowledge point you have that somebody else doesn't will get you more profit. So you need to be able to go the extra mile, so to say, when it comes to getting knowledge points, and this right here is a part of that. If you have mining, for example, and herbalism, well, you can't even get these, but that's a bad point. But if you have blacksmithing, I was gonna say, and you're making alloys, you can make so much profit from that by speccing correctly and putting in a bunch of knowledge points into both multicraft and resourcefulness, and having both of those maxed out will give you so much more gold than if you only have one of them. So yeah, you can use this to get ahead of the curve and ahead of your competitions and print more gold with professions. And basically, no matter what professions you have, doing this will give you some sort of an edge. And yeah, as you can see, we are getting a lot of these disturbed earth over here. There are a lot of them in one place. There's basically no combat involved. There are a couple of guards walking around, but number one, they are not elite, and number two, I can avoid most of them, if not even all of them, by just positioning myself somewhat cleverly. So personally, I feel like this place is twice as good as the one in Hallowfall, so for me, I'm definitely gonna keep farming down in Norskahet from now, and probably never go back to this place ever again, except for that weekly quest for the Radiant Cache. And also, there's way less people down here, not that that really matters, because they hyper spawn anyway, so when someone picks up a pile, another pile will spawn somewhere. So even me making this video, this information being more public, will not harm the farm in any way, shape or form. If anything, it could even just make it better, because some of these mini games that spawn from these dirt piles, they can be difficult to solo. For example, when you spawn those kobolds trying to steal your treasure, you need to kill a bunch of kobolds in a very short time, and the more people you are, the easier that event is, and the more rewards you get from finishing the event as well. Now, one more added benefit here is that when you're farming wax piles in Ashkahet, which is the zone we're in right now, you also get cash while doing so, and this cash currency can then be handed in for other rewards, including cageable battle pets, which can make you even more gold on top as well. So this place, absolutely insane for farming gold, and because of the experience element here, you can literally level up characters by farming wax piles in this place, make a bunch of gold while doing so, and level from level 70 to level 80 for example, at the same time. Alternatively, use it the same way that I do to get knowledge points on professions every single week, and farm gold while doing so as well. It is an incredible gold farm, it's very flexible, and it's not just a gold farm, it improves your talents, or your profession talents, your profession builds, and it gives you experience as well, if you're not level 80 yet. It is really good, and once again I just wanted to tell you about this location, tell you my experiences from being here, and it's way better than, for example, farming in Hallowfall. So if you're still farming in Hallowfall, stop doing that and go over here instead. That's basically the video, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and if you want to have access to more gold making information, then check out my War Within Goldmaking Guide with a link down below in the pinned comment, where I talk a lot more about gold making. You have a full guide for gold making. We're talking about farming, making gold with professions, playing the auction house, flipping strategies, auction house strategies, a little bit about everything. In addition to that, when you buy the guide, you get access to a gold making Discord community, where I give you guys early access to gold making videos. We have exclusive content over there, and a bunch more tips and tricks that I do not share in videos, that you will then be able to take advantage of as well. So it's a great way to make more gold, and you get more advice from me, and it's just a good community to be a part of if you are interested in making gold in the War Within. That being said, the link to that is down below, so check it out if you want to, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.